record because we will share that. So you just say got it. If you did place the record, just say got it, and then that comes out of your screen.
Yeah, that just lets you know so we can't secretly record you without you being aware of it. It's a privacy thing, which is quite great. Because let's be honest, none of us want to be secretly recorded.
Yes.
Or at least I don't. I don't have that fetish about me.
Okay, so I'll go present. Why is that little thing not showing up there? But oh well.
It will.
Present.
Who is ready? Mind like this guy. Right? It's just like rainbows out into the world. Yeah, am I the only one? That's cool.
Definitely. Okay. So be with us here on the journey of sliding and doing all these things. You must be wondering, who are we? So we should be sitting in the other side, but you can be creative enough to see us opposite. So my name is Eileen.
And I'm Jessica. And
yes,
together we make up Creative Connections in Zed, where our sole purpose and mission is to support you in reconnecting back into your home. And we do that multitude of ways. And one of the ways is that we calm our minds so we can listen.
Yes. So we just go to the next slide, and then you will see a little bit of what people have said about our interactions that we have had in the past. So a little bit about me. I am from Chile, if you're wondering my accent, and you will possibly wondering about my spelling as well. So apologies, I do the best I can, but sometimes it's just an impossible way. And you get me, and then you get me. So, just if you ask any question, Jessica's from America as well, so we'll both have accents. So if you do have any questions, please do not hesitate to put them in the chat there and ask us anything. So I've been in the country around 20 years, and and together we have created connection for the last 4 years, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we have done many workshops, and we're doing lots of beautiful workshops online that some of the ladies are here tonight with us, that we feel very blessed that they have come. And so that's a little bit about me.
Yes, I'm from the US, like Eileen talked about, and my background is that I studied family therapy, and I really, really, really love humans. And I see that we struggle a lot, and we get to support in easing the struggles. And sometimes it can be as simple as learning new tools that can make an incredible difference in the world. And that's what we came here to do, is to support you and having the most joyful, most loved, most creative, most expansive experience and we will do that in whatever ways we can. Absolutely.
Okay. So from 1 to 10, how calm is your mind right now? 1 being and 10 being super zen. So just write it in the comment if you want to, and then we will see where we stand. That would be wonderful to know.
All right, we got an 8. Okay, it almost zenned out. Yeah, a little
4.
After dinner feel. A 2, yeah, life feels really intense right now. A 5, find yourself right in the middle. A 5, okay, yeah. Another 2, yeah. Another 5, a 6, yeah, a little bit more towards the calm. So we have a bit of a mixed bag. Great. Well done for noticing, right? The first step is noticing, right? Where am I at? If I'm honest with myself, because a lot of us spend a lot of time actually being dishonest with ourselves. Right? We have invented a lot of tactics that are full of distraction, and they have their own purpose. However, when we take a moment to be still and be honest, then we can note how we feel and what we're experiencing. We can be with it, and then we can do something about it. So well done for noticing. And we are going to see what's possible to change those numbers in the next, 25 minutes together. And we're going to start with our breath. So the reason why we start with our breath is because I don't know if you all have noticed, this at least happens in my body. When I feel stressed, I stop really breathing, right? I go into these like shallow breaths, or I just hold my breath for quite some time until I notice that I'm not breathing. And then I do a little situation, or Eileen and I do this often. We'll get like startled and we do, right? We're like little things, like we'll drop a plastic cup and we'll be like, yeah, the dinner plate will wobble and it's like, right? And so then we hold our breath. And in that moment, we go into a bit of freeze. And so that's why we practice really supporting these deep breaths, because from there we can go into a conscious and deliberate state. And when we're in a conscious and deliberate state, we can make choices rather than getting hijacked and being in a reflexive state.
That's right. Instead of reacting, we are able to act and looking within what's really happening and what to do wisely in that moment. Somebody has a question?
Yeah, Carmen, you want to unmute? Do you know how to do that, Carmen? I'm going to ask you to unmute.
She's just saying Hans.
Are you saying that you sometimes hold your breath, or is that a question?
You can talk. We can hear you now, Carmen.
All right. You let us know, Carmen, all right?
Thank you for the thumb up.
That lets us know that we're not the only ones doing that. So we're going to go into 4 square breathing. So if you've done any work with us, this is one of our favorite techniques because it's super easy, right? So we can imagine a box, and thankfully we have an image in front of us that helps us with a visual. And the practice is that we inhale for 4, we hold for 4, we exhale for 4, and we hold empty for 4, okay? And we're gonna do this 4 times, and I will happily lead us through this. So you can do this with your eyes open, and if you choose that, then the invitation is to soften the gaze and find a spot around the room that feels good to look at, or you can close your eyes. All right, whatever you choose, you're invited to get into that position right now, and we'll start by simply noticing the breath. We're not changing it at this very moment. We're noticing, is it shallow? Are we able to take full breaths? Is it quick? Is it slow? Without judgment, I'm just seeing what's happening. And then there's the invitation to exhale. Getting rid of all the air. And then we'll inhale for a count of 4. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Last time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Releasing any control of the breath. allowing your natural rhythm to return. Just taking notice of what has shifted for you and what remains the same. Again, the invitation is to be kind to ourselves, so we're releasing any judgment and taking that observer role. If your eyes are closed, gently blinking them open. If your eyes are open, gently bringing them back to center. And if you're willing to share with us in the chat box what you noticed when you decide to take that time. Oh, Carmen, you found the chat box. So glad that you're back in, and we hear that you are in a state of overwhelm. We're really glad that you're here.
Anybody like to share? There we go. Calm and tired.
Yeah. Yeah, sleepier. Sometimes when we invite a calm sensation into our body, our nervous system relaxes, and that tension that we often are walking around with during the day allows a bit of spaciousness, and then we can invite in that sensation of rest. Yeah, the mind sometimes does try to be a monkey at the end, right? It's like, I'm going to jump all around this box. Great observing. Yeah.
Okay, go to.
Yeah, the breathing is really shallow, natural, and I feel calmer now. Well done. And the dog snoring next to me took a deep inhalation as we all returned to unfocused breathing. Jane, just noticing an energy shift too. I love it.
So we're talking a little bit about gratitude. So fear is fed by beliefs or lack of separation and separation. Examples are, I am alone, no one support me, there is not enough time, money, space. Gratitude is the opposite and focusing on well-being and abundance.
So perhaps you've heard that saying, right? Where your focus goes, energy flows. And so we can get caught up, particularly when the mind is really busy, on focusing on some of the what we would be perceived as more negative aspects of life. And this is an opportunity to invite in a completely different vibration. So Eileen and I were talking about when you go, the state that you go to bed in is often the state that you wake up in, right? So if we go to bed looking at a bunch of news and politics and things that really stress us out, then throughout the night, our brain does its very best to solve all the problems in the world. And then we often wake up feeling unrested, or we wake up throughout the night, right? Trying to come up with solutions to all the problems that we put into our brain before we went to sleep. And so one of the kindest things that we actually can do to ourselves is to come into a practice of gratitude before we go to bed. And we can also start our days that way, right? So if you want to invite more flow, more abundance, more spaciousness, more calm, more peace, whatever it is you want to experience, gratitude is the gateway to it.
Yeah, and I think it's important to also have like a little bit of a routine that every night you go, you put your facial cream or whatever you're doing, whatever you have a bath, whatever that is the thing that you do before bed, self-care. Go and do one self-care, and gratitude is super, super important. And I'm sure we all have one thing we do special for ourselves. Could be putting the diffuser with essential oils. I don't know, write in the chat if you want to let us know what's one thing special you do, either in the morning when you wake up before the birds are singing, if you are one of those. Not me sometimes not. Yeah, let's see. Go next. So these are one of the things we can be saying, right? I am grateful for my job. Even if you didn't have a job and you are looking for a job, when we say, I am grateful, because the only thing that exists is the present moment, the now. The rest is an illusion, and we don't know, it doesn't exist. The only thing exists is you there, us here at the moment. The past is gone, even if it's 2 minutes before, and the future hasn't come. So we can talk all the time when we do any positive affirmations or any I am grateful for, is I am grateful for in the now. And we want a new job, so I'm so grateful for my job. Thank you so much. And then we feel and we sense how wonderful this job is, how lovely the boss is, how incredible the co-workers, what an incredible conversation I have, or whatever that makes you feel joy inside that you want to put in there. Don't put my words or our words in there. So I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for what I am learning to quiet my mind. I'm grateful for my pets. What are you grateful for? Please let us know in the chat. And we will read it.
So let's take a moment, right? Like we're learning, like if, whether you have an established gratitude practice or this is something new for you, there's this space, right? We have 1 minute. What is it that you're grateful for? Me, I'm grateful for all of you who have decided to show up today and make a change in your life. And I'm grateful for you and our opportunity to partner together.
For sure. And I was going to be very superficial, and I'm very grateful for my glasses because they really help me to see beyond in some occasions.
Yeah, grateful for my son. I'm grateful for my time with my son. I'm grateful that I'm alive. I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for my, as I read this, notice what happens for you. Okay, notice how it feels to be in the vibration of your gratitude and the gratitude of others, right? I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for my puppy Jazz. I'm grateful for a more relaxed night. I have triplets. I find it hard to get my own space. I bet, and time to even have my own thoughts. But at the same time, I'm grateful for my children and family and the life that we live. Wow. Carmen, what an example, right? That we can have a stressor on one hand and we can hold gratitude in the other. I'm grateful that I woke up yet again at 10 to 7 p.m.
Yay!
Right? I'm grateful I took the step to make some good changes for my mind and my health. So what do you notice changes for you when you spend time in that vibration of gratitude, right? Like you can hear it in my voice. Like there's a clear celebration that happens within me when I spend time noticing other people's gratitude and also being in my own. I feel more joyful.
For sure. Bubbly. So here are the clues. We're teaching some skills, so we're talking about different skills. So we thought, okay, when do I use these skills? You know, most likely you might know these things, but perhaps you don't. And we thought we'd create a list for you all. So when we're feeling agitated, angry, fatigued, and if you got other ideas, please share them in the chat, because that's how we learn from each other. It's only half an hour, so when we do longer workshops, we can interact more. But this way, Jessica is reading, and we can go that way, because we see you, we know you are there, we have been in contact, and it's important for us to know you, and we have limited time today. So agitated, when you're feeling angry, when you're feeling fatigued, exhausted, lonely, sad, when you're feeling victim, why me, why is this happening to me? When you see dismissive, defensive, taking things personally. And the mentally things is when it's the monkey mind, the ruminating, the not computing information, unaligned, foggy brain, confused, unable to move forward, indecisive, overwhelmed, and tired. Anything else you feel that, how do you feel when you think you might need to use the breathing technique of the box, for example?
Right? How do you know that it's time to calm your mind? Right? Because we talked about this in the beginning, awareness, right? The more aware that we become of the physical, the mental, the emotional symptoms, right? That we are in a place of overwhelm and we've gone into a mode of protection, right? The sooner that we can catch that we're headed towards that train, the less energy it takes to turn it around and bring it towards gratitude, or bring it towards joy, or bring it towards energy, or bring it towards anything else. When it's too late, Amber, it's never too late. Ruminating mind. And I get what you're saying, right? Like sometimes we realize after we've like blown our top, right? And we've yelled at somebody, or we've kind of, we've lost our cool, or we've left the room, or we've done something that now is going to take additional energy to do the relationship repair. Yeah. So the more that we know about ourselves, the sooner we can turn that train around. When I'm overthinking and taking, then you need to take the breaths. That's right, Mary. Yeah, breathing is one of the easiest tools that we have because we take it everywhere.
And it's free.
And
it's endless, abundant, forever. It's the most example of abundance that we can possibly have.
So what is the brain's main job? The brain's main job is to keep us safe and to get stuff done, right? And to get stuff done in the most efficient way possible. You'll probably notice that the brain really likes it when we're in logic. It really likes it when we're in linear thinking, when we have minimized our threats, we've created a really safe environment for ourselves. And sometimes there's perceived risk or threats, right? So things that we've absolutely made up based on past experiences, right? And then there's sometimes real threats, right, that are happening in the moment, and we need to get ourselves to a safe place. So our mind is always thinking about that. Our mind is goal focused and task oriented. It really likes the doing mode. It's aware of time. It really likes to be organized and things just so that things can get done in the most efficient way possible. And sometimes the mind gets really frustrated when that's not, right? Like when we talked about getting online, and if we struggle with that, that's so frustrating for the mind. And so then it can also flare up negative self-talk and these limiting beliefs. And we can, and another talk, we'll get to go into those a little bit more deeply. It's that masculine energy. I'm just going to drop that here, and then we'll talk about that in another talk as well. It's really analyzing reason-filled, or at least it thinks it's reason-filled knowledge. And we don't have this on this. However, it's often dismissive of the heart, right? The mind often thinks it knows best. Oh yeah, Amber's like, my mind's sitting, as I'm sitting here, my mind's thinking about how I can dust. Yeah, it's like, oh, and what a waste is it for me to give this Skillshop my full attention when I could be cleaning, and I could be doing dishes, and I could be doing, all of that.
Dusting, cleaning. Yeah, the to-do list. We don't have to-do list, we do the done list. Just a little tip there. Our list is already done because it's in the present. So we don't live in the future. The to-do list is in the future, never come done. So the done list is a good thing to have in your itinerary. So that's what we're inviting you to do, to interrupt your thoughts pattern. So when we get into the negativity, we go over and over and over and over. So, and they get sticky, and then they to find more themselves like snowballs going downhill. To change your patterns, you step out of the loop and you're changing your thoughts. So that's something that we inviting to do. And one of the things to do that is when you say stop, no more, what the heck is going on here? You breathe and you recalibrate, rebalance, and restart again. Anything you want to add there?
Nah, let's give it good. You did a great explanation. So we're going to give us an opportunity to practice. All right. So the reason why you all are here, we believe, right, is because you're looking to calm your mind. So the invitation is to right now conjure up some of the like negative thoughts, or some of the thoughts that are consuming a lot of your energy. Okay. And then we're going to be doing thought interrupting patterns. So if there's a part of you that's scared to bring that up, we're going to have an opportunity to practice the skills.
I'm having a night without them. No.
This is only temporary. And if you don't want to do it, everything is an invitation. So you can also sit and enjoy the peaceful mind that you are already experiencing right in the now.
And you're welcome to write them in the comments so we can read a few of them. That would be really interesting as well. Only a choice. Everything we say is an invitation.
Yeah, not being a good enough mom. Yeah, that story that runs so deep within many of us is that we're not good enough. That we're not good enough, we're not lovable, we're unworthy. The unworthability is a big one of mine. In the past. Yeah, absolutely. And these take up quite a lot of space in our brain and our hearts. It's too easy to slip into the circling thought, worrying about the future. Yeah, and the future is uncertain, right? Because it hasn't arrived in the now. And
specifically the future now, like where we are standing in this 2022, like the craziness that we're living is totally understandable to uncertain times. Like what the heck? Even though things seems to have settled a little bit, but yeah, it's intense times.
Absolutely. So you're not alone in that, Kyra, about the not feeling like you're good enough mom. There's another mom here as well. And then passing all my baggage or faults that I'm passing on to my son. Yeah, so we're in conscious parenting, right? We're aware that our belief systems and our patterns have the potential to go on to our children, right? And so that sometimes can be this like heavy weight that if we allow it. Failing at everything. My 15-year-old being a chip off the old block, selfish and inconsiderate, just like I used to be then. Yep. Not being appreciated for what I do. Yep. Nobody sees me. Not organized enough, not enough time to do everything that needs to get done. Yep. Getting stuff done. So there's some common themes that are running within all of us. All right. So this is what we're going to do. Look around your room and notice the squares and rectangles you can see. If you're staring at your computer, your phone, you got one. So look around, give yourself permission. If you got windows, you might be in a square room. What is square or rectangle in the space that you're in? Now look for your favorite color around you. If you don't have your favorite color, look for green. What are all the things in your space that are your favorite color or green? I'll answer that. We'll answer that in a second, Sarah. What happens to your thought patterns when you look around your space? What happened to that story that you don't get things done, that your kids are stressful, that you're a bad mom, all of those stresses that we carry? What happens, right? For me, they stop because I'm focusing on something else. Is that what you all experienced? Will you let us know? Will one person talk to us? What did you all experience?
You can write it.
Yep, you can write it. It was forgotten. Yeah.
Totally.
Something else became more a priority than your worry, which was being in the present moment.
And it's amazing, like I'm in this room every day, but to sit back and actually have a good look. I don't do that often.
Yeah, so then you can go for circles. You can go for triangles. Do that tomorrow.
Absolutely. Yeah, it brings us to the present moment like that, because we stop attaching to the worry and we allow ourselves to focus on something else. That gives us that momentary spaciousness that when we come back to the thought, we actually have a choice. Do I want to continue thinking this, or do I want to get on a different train? Right? It's as if we come to a train station and we can continue on the old thought pattern where we know where that leads us, or maybe it's time to skip off and go onto the gratitude train, something else that we're practicing. which is very exciting. So a few of you asked why the color green. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, just because green was here, but that was one of the things. We are very, very green. And green is the healing color.
Yeah.
It's the color that really brings, healing. So that's what Jessica chose, green.
And it's the color of the heart chakra.
But you can choose any color that represents for you. Like in the mornings, I normally protect myself with my girls, and we normally put a bubble around us, for example, and we say, what color today? And they go golden, or we put yellow. Or sometimes I do rainbow, because depends of the day, what I am going to be needing. If I'm going to be needing the green for healing, I'll be needing the blue for empowerment. You choose and pick what one you need that day. So colors is amazing. Color therapy is a lot. That's another whole story we can be talking here. And we use lots of colors in our workshops as well when we do creations, because of that reason as well.
Mm-hmm. Amber says that one of the tips that she does is she says, does thinking this serve me? Right?
That's great.
So we can bring that inquisitive eye back to that thought and be like, what are you serving my highest purpose here? Right? Or am I simply in a default patterning? And I'm believing you, or I'm thinking you because I've always thought you up to this point. Right? And at any point, we can change our patterns. So I'm looking at the time, and that was 30 minutes. We have a lot more to go through. Are you all willing to stay with us a little bit longer? We have 7 more slides. This is our first 30-minute offering, and will probably be our last. We'll just make them 45 minutes, because clearly 30 minutes isn't enough for us. Okay, thank you all for being willing to stay.
So positive affirmations, phrase turns your mind eye inwards for your preferred to what you want to experience. So we already discussed a little bit of this, yeah? My mind is calm, I'm at ease, I have a permission to rest, and always talking in the present. So thinking I am an incredible mother, I can take decisions with ease. What's your phrase that you're going to be creating tonight, and take it with you and put it in the mirror in the car. Even if you put a flower representing your positive affirmation, if you don't want no one to see it for whatever reason, that represents like this beautiful mandala represent your positive affirmation that you are bringing in words into you.
So we want to make it really simple and really affirming of what we want to experience. So it's a positive statement. Yes, I don't have to fix everything. So Gayleen, I'm gonna hand this back to you a little bit. If you don't have to fix everything, what do you get to do? Right, so this is the positive affirmation, because the unconscious brain is incapable of hearing the don'ts, the nots. It doesn't process the negatives, right? So if in that statement, I don't have to fix everything, if my brain can't process the negatives, then what I hear is I do have to fix everything. So that's why we word it in what we want to experience more of. Worrying will not change anything. Yeah, worrying does not change anything. That's so true.
We just worry. We are in the same spot, but we are exhausted.
Yeah, that's us wearing a spot in the carpet. I am not going to stress and rush all the time. I will do it in a calm pace and calm. Yes. So Carmen, the invitation is to let go of that first part and say, I do whatever it is that you do in a calm pace with calm, right? So you can release what you're not doing and stick to what you are doing and what you are creating. And this is such great learning, right? Of how often our brain tunes into what we don't want to experience, right? How often that's our lens, right? Like, I don't want to do this, right? I don't want to have this. I don't want this anymore, right? Like a lot of us speak like that. And the invitation is to flip it on its head and start naming what you do want, right? Where you focus, energy flows, right? So let's getting that flow where you want it to go.
Yes, I can have flow.
Yes. You can.
So a few things we can do to remind ourselves is to have, like, you know, a soft teddy bear or something that you like, a cushion or something. Essential oils are wonderful things to anchor our new belief system, our new positive affirmations, crystals, a little rock, a little ring, whatever you have around you that you like, that is comfortable, that brings you joy. It could be a reminder, physical touch reminder, a 3D, that's where you're going to head. When we forget and when our mind explodes, we go, okay, let's do this differently. Let's touch that ring, and knowing that in that case, I'm going back to my affirmation.
Easy.
Yeah, easy, so easy.
So easy.
And that's what we are all about. Okay, so the octopus is my favorite, the octopus. So this is what happened, right? During the day, we are here. I am a mom. I go supermarket, is one leg. Other leg is making dinner. Other leg is meeting with Jessica because we need to go to the office. Other leg is, I'm meeting at 12 o'clock. Other leg is cleaning the dishes, the washing machine, so on and so on, right? We all have legs, even if you're a mom, you're not a mom, if you're a solo, if you are in the home, wherever, we all have these worries outside of our minds, right? So the invitation with the octopus is only pretend that you are one. You are not an octopus, you are a human. Let's put this very clear. I don't want anybody to turn into 8 legs.
And if they are an octopus, like, you just made $1 million. Like,
Yeah, that's right.
I'll pay to see that.
So the invitation is that what we do with all those thinkings that they are outside, we kind of bring them all up to balance like this. Imagine you were putting your hair tied up like that, a little bit like that. If you got short hair, it might be a bit difficult, but imagine you doing this, because I don't know if you can see me in the camera. And this, we're bringing the balance up like that. And it takes seconds for our monkey mind to really bring all the what you're thinking, everything up, and just release it. Release it to the universe, to creator, to the stars, wherever you want to do, and then invite the flow of life that we forget when we are so stressed looking after that one. What's up?
Carmen says, looks like me, but I'm less pink.
Show us your photo after, lady. So that's a really good tip to have. I use the octopus often, and when I forget about the octopus, then I remember, oh, the octopus, and then it brings really quickly balance. And don't believe us, please. Try it yourself, and then review us and say, yeah, the octopus technique really worked. Hopefully that will be the review you will give us.
Try it right now, right? Like, so we're all about practical tools that take a little amount of time, right? So imagine, like, what is the leg, or what is pulling your attention over here, right? You know what it is, right? What has your attention over here? What has your attention over here? What has your attention over here? Where is all your attention being pulled, right? Just take a moment, feel it, notice it, and then imagine it, right? Like an octopus, bringing it up, right? As if you have that old school troll hair, right? Bringing it up, and then handing it over to the force that is larger than your sweet human self to get resolved in the highest and best. And that's it.
Yeah, for the greatest good of all.
That's yours to do. That part is what's yours to do. Grab your parts that are fragmented out, bring it back, and hand it over. Easy.
And that's our friendly octopus that you see the picture, you will not forget him.
So notice what happens for you when you do the octopus. And then we're going to have you have the opportunity again to check in with yourself. On a scale of 1 to 10, how calm is your mind? Now that you have learned and practiced the 4 square breathing, you've learned and you've practiced looking around your space and finding shapes and colors and interrupting the thought patterns. Now that you've learned and potentially have created, right? We have some additional positive affirmations that came in. I'm happy with my progress. I'm at peace. All is well. I am okay. Right? You've created these positive affirmations for yourself that are can be your mental touchstones to come back to when your mind starts to wobble. right? You've taken a moment to practice the octopus, right? And bring back these parts of yourself into the present moment. How do you rate yourself now on how calm you are? And gratitude. You spend some time in the energy of gratitude. We did this in 42 minutes. That's pretty amazing.
We still have few more to go, so let us know in your rating. 8, woohoo!
10, we got a
10.
3, we got a 6.
That's great.
That's amazing. You
Well
all are
done.
phenomenal beings. 9, I can't even think of anything to think about besides myself because it feels good to not spread my mind like Pinky. Oh, Pinky! Pinky the octopus. A 5, a 7.5, a 7, a 7, sleepy 2. That's amazing. That means you're going to go to bed and you're going to rest well. Yes. So this is a sort of thing that you want to be filling your mind with or emptying your mind with before you go to bed, right? That which reminds you that you are this magnificent being and you can literally hand over your stresses to that which is larger than you. I know one of you really likes fairies and gives your stresses over to fairies, right? Whatever it is that aligns with you. Well done. Even if you went up one notch, and most of you went up multiple numbers.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's easy. And these are skills you can take with you everywhere.
Yeah, and the octopus, you can do it every day. All these, you can do them every day, all day if you want to. You can have a retreat one day, do them all day and see how you feel by the end. But these are the practical tools we wanted to share with you all today to take home, easy, peasy, and yeah.
Yeah, so if you haven't already, you're invited to join our group, Remember You Belong. This is a group where we post lots of resources. It's an opportunity to connect, and we will post the replay of this in there as well. And because you all have shown up tonight, you're committed, we were thinking about like, what do we want to give them as an extra? Because Eileen and I really like to give. We like to give. So we decided that we want to give you all a free session, a free 30-minute session with either one of us. And as a thank you and to see how we can support each one of you.
Yeah, so give us a contact us and we can organize that for you all. And I wanted to know if it's any option, we can all take a quick photo. Will you be okay with me doing that?
Let me just stop the screen share.
Stop the screen share. Thank you, screen share.
Oh, Carmen, that's amazing, right? It doesn't have to be hard. Isn't it incredible what we create in our mind, right? Like, oh, I have this stubborn ass mind, like it won't change. But actually, the truth is, like, it's willing to change. We just get to learn the skills that will support it in making a shift. All right, beautiful, amazing beings.
All right.
Thank you for tonight.
One more thing. We have a giveaway that is a sugar scrub if you could please possibly go to our Creative Connections and review ourselves. You will be in the draw to win a sugar scrub that is made with a sugar, of course, as it says, with, I think it's lavender oil and balance. It's delicious. If you have never used a sugar scrub, you have a quick shower and then you rub yourself with it. You feel like beautiful, like so much for self-care. If you go to bed with a sugar scrub, you'll be winning your life for sure there.
And it's also for men too.
Yeah.
We'll say it. Our men love them.
Yeah.
They probably won't love us telling you that, but they do. Yeah. It leaves them feeling like, yeah, just really good. So I'm saying it's for everyone. All right. I am going to stop the recording.